They said they had heard about this. He brought out the beautiful little frame picture, studio picture shot probably into on the bed. Showed it to me. That is not the girl who was on the bus. This is not the girl who was on the bus. I never told them. I never told them. Something went on inside of me that just felt like massive confusion. What do I say? It felt as if I don't want to tell anyone. I don't want to say it to anyone. What happened? What happened? Who was this woman? Who was this woman? Shortly after I got back to Denver, she started to appear in dreams very rapidly. Every night, constantly. Formulas, calendars, gods, all sorts of things, the old ruins, everywhere. I would be there always in the dark. In the dark. The sky would be black. There would be no stars anywhere, just the buildings and so forth. And she would be telling me things. Now what I tell you, I started to react to them. And I started to figure out things about this. And what would happen is she would tell me something, and I would put it to this. I would learn something about this and prove it. Then I'd write it. And that's how Lord of the Dawn was done. And that's why I was down on the river below San Ildefonso. And that's why Popobi Day went and asked the tribe if I could be there, was because I was there. I dreamed it. I dreamed being by a spring on the Rio Grande where I would do something. I would write it. Every morning I would come out of my tent half crazy, toot my flute to the sky, thank God for being alive, and go back to my tent and write. I did my mathematical equations for the entire work on rocks with Marquette pencils. When it was done, the moment it was done, the book was published. The moment that one was published, another one was called for. Then another one. Then start going. But before, just praying flute, song of the earth mother, the story of the sacred woman. The story of the sacred woman is what it is, in a very different format. Before that book was finished being illustrated, the dream started to come. She started to show up again, very clearly this time in blue. My wife, she wanted to go find herself. She did, I hope. I took my little boy, we moved into a teepee over at Ignacio, Colorado. We're living in a teepee when a letter comes. I open the letter. It's from the International Theater Institute. I've been selected as a bicentennial gift to European theater. The next step, I would now go into the world. In Baltimore, Maryland, 1976, with Luis Valdez and a whole group of theater people, I had my last encounter with the lady in blue, with the lady, because it was her. At a wedding ceremony that became almost a legend among theater people who was there because of what happened. She left, and she didn't come back. And she was gone. And I made the trip into the world, to all of these countries, and flew my flute, and did all the things that I did. I never seen her again. She was gone. She remained gone in my life until right after the 4th of July this last year. I'm looking down the barrel. Dean Stonier has the Psychotronics convention here, or festival, and I might be speaking there August 16th. I would be there with other people that I knew. I was at the same time booked to the Indian ceremonials in Gallup with Rosalie. We needed the money. I couldn't make the thing with Dean and these people. So many things happened. I had the dream, and very clearly. She came to me and she said, Tony, very clearly, she said, Tony, tell them about me. Tell them about me. And don't stop telling them about me. From now on, Tony, tell them about me. And if they say, I'm scared for what's going to happen in the future on this planet, tell them about me. And if they get tired of hearing about me, say, look at a picture of a deer. He was first. Look at the pictures of the wild animals. Hold a leaf in your hand. Take a seed of corn and plant it in the earth. Call it a prayer. Call it a prayer. Don't wait till December 31st. Don't wait for anything. Do it now. And I tell you why. And you damn well you know it. This planet is in real trouble. There's no place to hide. If you're storing food, you're foolish. Think of the children, because that's what you'll think of before it's over. If there is a catastrophe, you will think of the children. Think of ways of healing people, of comforting people, of loving people. The kernel of corn I gave you, the reason I gave you that is I want you to know something about it. That is a hybrid corn. It's hybrid. In other words, it's closed pollination. It cannot pollinate. You cannot get a stalk of corn with corn cobs from it. It's like a robot, like a human who's closed up. They cannot pollinate. When the human pollinates, we love. When we love, we pollinate each other. And we allow each other to experience the beauty of that pollination that we do. If we close up and we cannot pollinate, we become like a steel-belted robot, totally unnecessary as a human being and as replaceable as piston rods. When we pollinate, when we do it, I love you, or I wouldn't be here. I love you. And I'm scared to death that somebody's got the idea that it's all over. That life with us on this planet is almost to an end. That's a bunch of baloney. Don't believe it. Someone said, Lord of the Dawn, he's coming? I said, come on. Don't you get enough of that? Don't you get enough of that stuff? Hell no. He's not coming. He never left. He's been here all the time. I would have never got on the damn bus in Tehuantepec. I would have never seen what I thought was a sacred woman and compare her to Our Lady of Guadalupe and White Buffalo Catwoman and say, hey, that's my experience. How did it happen? Something touched me and I seen it. Because it could be you. You're a sacred woman. You're a sacred woman. You are all sacred women. I am a sacred man. We are sacred people. And when we do our sacred work, the spirit of this creation is rushing to help us. Should we take one step to accomplish that purpose? Is that true? I tell you, Lord of the Dawn, the morning star. Why is it called that? That's Quetzalcoatl to us who believe that. That can be Jesus to you. What do you want, Jesus to come back? Holes in his hands and the whole thing? Which one would you want? The Mormon version or the South African version? Would you want the Indian Christ to come back? Which Christ would come and why would he come? It would be a spirit. It would be a spirit. And it would first happen to us. Because what's happening, you see, first the morning star comes. It clears the horizon. And if you're in camp, you get up and build your fire, put on a pot of coffee, and get ready for what? Here comes the sun. The great light is coming. That's what's happening. That's what's happening, my friends. We are about to experience the greatest light this planet will ever experience. And the colors of it are already present among us. Look around truly. Truly look and see what I am saying is true. I'll tell you how you know it. Because all the other garbage is also true. It's also true. If it was going to be doomsday,